Thank you for joining me for another episode of Taste of Magic. This week I'm talking about the Golgari Swarm. The Golgari just last week had their keyword um, shown at Gen Con. This is the first official keyword that we've seen. Populate, we're still pretty sure is real, but this is the first official one. It's called Scavenge. The way Scavenge works is it's on a creature card. The creature card that they showed is the Dead Bridge Goliath, and he costs 2 colorless and 2 green, and he is a 5/5 creature, so he's very aggressively costed. And his scavenge cost is when he's in a graveyard, you can exile him and put 5+1/+1 counters on target creature if you pay 4 colorless and 2 green. And you can only do this as a sorcery. So that's how scavenge works. Basically, you're gonna want to get creatures into your graveyard, and then you can make your creatures on the board bigger. So going along with the Golgari theme, which is graveyards are important, and it's going to be great going along with after Innistrad block, because there's a lot of cards that will go play right into these decks. And so also you get +1/+1 counters, which means that the Golgari also get a benefit from doubling season now, where you can double your scavenge. So that's nice too. Along with, if Populate is real for the Celestia, then every green guild gets some kind of benefit from doubling season. Also, we have Gerard. We have the official spoiler, and he is pretty much very similar to what we thought he was, which is he gets +1/+1 for every creature card in your graveyard, and you can sacrifice creatures to make opponents lose life, and also you can sacrifice a swamp and a forest to get him back from your graveyard. And he is also going to be great with. There's several cards in Innistrad block that get +1/+1 benefits per creature in your graveyard. Also, Spider Spawning, is a great card for this. It's green and flashback is black, so you can throw that right into a Golgari deck. The biggest thing with Golgari is you want to get things into your graveyard, so Dredge is great for that, the original Golgari keyword. And the Dredge and the Scavenge, I think it's going to go really well together, along with a bunch of other cards that you might want to use from Innistrad. Obviously, you can't use Dredge in Standard, but there's plenty of ways in Standard to mill yourself if you want to splash some blue. A lot of the Scabs in Innistrad let you do that. So, if anyone's interested, this is what the storyline of the Golgari has been so far. So, their old guildmaster is a guy named Svagthir, and he was a very powerful necromancer. He was dead and he reanimated himself, but he also incorporated other dead bodies into his body, including the leader of the Gruul, a dead leader of the Gruul guild. So he was a ruler for a long time. Then the Sisters of the Stone Death decided they wanted to overthrow him. Now, the Sisters of the Stone Death, you see in the card, there's 3 of them, but originally there was actually 5 of them, and 2 of them were killed in their attempt to overthrow him. Now, they couldn't actually kill Svagthir because of his magic was so powerful that it basically managed to keep his head alive. So they just kind of locked up his head, and they took power. Then along comes Savra. Savra wants to overthrow the Sisters of the Stone Death, but she knows she can't do it alone. So she gets to the leader of the Dimir, Zadek, and the 2 of them reanimate Svagthir again. So now they have Svagthir and Savra, and they take over the Golgari by overthrowing the Sisters of the Stone Death. So Sisters of the Stone Death, they're gone. Now you have Demir and Golgari working together, and they decide they're going to try and take over Celestia, the course of the Conclave. So they go to the course of the Conclave, and Sadik, he stabs Savra in the back and snaps her neck. And so now she's dead. Well, it turns out Savra has a brother, and his name is Gerard. And so Gerard comes in, and he's going to go after Sadik. So he kills him. So now he's dead. But Gerard's going to take over the Golgari guild. But then Isolde, who is the leader of Rakdos, she comes in and she kills Gerard. So now Gerard's dead. So now everybody's dead. And somehow Gerard manages to bring himself back to life. As you can see, he is now a zombie elf in his card. So now he is the leader of the Golgari. So that is a short history of the many overthrowings of the Golgari swarm. And so that's what's going on with this. I think Scavenge is very similar to the ability called Reinforce, which was from Lorwyn or Morningtide, and except that Reinforce was on more than just creatures. So that's kind of fun. I like Scavenge. It seems cool. I mean, the Dead Bridge Trolls definitely seems like a good card because he only costs 4. You get a 5/5, and then even if he dies, potentially you can get 5+1/+1 counters later. So it's definitely a valuable card. Like you want to use that. So I will talk to you next week, maybe about another guild. So see you next time.